Hey guys, good morning. Sitting out here on my deck and it is hot. I need to put that in there because it is hot. But anyway, I'm just checking in to discuss pre-graduation feelings and post-graduation feelings. I have a child, as most of you know, that graduated, and we went through some stuff the last month. We went through some stuff, natural stuff, normal stuff. You know, some kids or young adults, they know exactly what they want to do. I was one of those kids. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I was going to work with children, and it was an easy peasy no-brainer for me. Get out of high school and go right to college and get my education degree. But some, young adults or children have no freaking idea what they're going to do. And all of this scares the heck out of them. And in our case, we had a lot of anxiety the last month of June. End of May, middle of May to like end of June, because my daughter wasn't sure yet. She had feelings, but she wasn't sure. She knew she didn't want to go to college, which back in my day, that was like not really okay. Everybody had to go to college. And now it's really not like that. You can and you don't have to, and there's a million other options. And I had explained that to both of my children, that they don't have to, they can. And I also explained to them that that is required if you want certain jobs. Certain careers require college. So all of that was discussed, but here we are, and it is May, and I was noticing that, there was a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of arguing, a lot of fighting over stupid stuff. And then finally one day she sat down with her father and I, and we talked, and she was like all kinds of stressed out. So her birthday was a day before graduation, and I'm putting her stuff out there because I feel like other people feel this way, and I feel like other parents should kind of like pay attention a little bit instead of just saying you're going to college, because not everybody has their ducks in a row and knows what they want. So there was a lot of stress for her. I think she thought that she was going to turn 18 and we were going to be like, okay, the rent is $500 a week to stay here, and the food in the fridge is no longer yours, and toilet paper will cost, 20 cents a square. I don't know what she thought was going to happen, but somewhere in her brain, she was freaking out about turning 18. She was confused and wants to be 18 to have all of the freedom that an 18-year-old is supposed to have. But she also, didn't want to lose her childhood. And she was a little panicked about work and bills, and that was just turning 18. And then college, all of her friends, they're all posting where they're going in the fall, and everybody seems to know like what they're doing, and she was like all over the place. She has an idea. There's a trade that she wants to follow. She recently quit her job at retail, which she loved and taught her a lot, but she decided to start a new job, and now she's working with children. She might be following in her mother's footsteps, we don't know, but she hasn't lost her dream of doing cosmetology. So we are right now in the process of pretty much what I told her was, dude, you're 18, you're stressed out for like the last 6 or 7 weeks of school. Catch a breath, take a breath, inhale, exhale, be 18 for like a few minutes, go to the shore, spend the day at the beach, spend the day in bed. Obviously she has to go to work because she's got her own bills and she wants to live her best life, and that costs money. So she's working right now, and she's working right now and she's enjoying her friends. And I told her that when she's ready, we'll go look at cosmetology schools, and we'll decide what she wants to do. Recently, her job offered her free education if she wants to pursue education. So right now her mind is kind of all over the place, but she's at least calm. I told her, like, there is no rush for you to decide what you want to do for the rest of your life. Also, making these decisions for some people is easy. It was for me, and it was for a lot of her friends to decide what they want to do. But for her, it's a little bit up in the air. And then she had this feeling that, like, no matter what she does or chooses to do or become educated in, she has to do that for the rest of her life. And I am like a prime example of not needing to do that. I, again, was a dance teacher for 20 years. With COVID, I did not like teaching from a screen. At first I did, but I didn't at the end. And parents have changed. Let's be real. Parents are different now. And I was no longer interested. So I went into retail. And like we all know, or some may know, or if you don't know, now I am back after 5 years of retail, 4 years, something like that, of retail. I am an aide in a classroom where I get to spend a lot of time with the kids, but I don't have to have parent-teacher conferences or have a lesson plan done. So I am back to where I knew I would always end up again, children. So, but I changed my mind, and like, it wasn't the end of the world. It wasn't the end of the world. You can change your mind. And she was having a big panic attack about that. And she's sensitive. So she was worried about how we were going to feel and worried about spending our money for a trade school or a college that she decided to pursue a different career in. And all this stress was going through her 18-year-old brain. At the time, 17. That was a rough 6 weeks. Excited about prom, scared to death about what happens after graduation, loving that she's having her yearbook signed, crying hysterically while she's reading everything. This is a big chapter change. This is a big moving up. And some kids handle it really, really, really well. And some kids don't. And she wasn't terrible, but it was very up and down. We had a lot of up and down for 6 weeks. And as a parent, I think that you have to kind of get that vibe and kind of get that that's coming. If you are a parent of an upcoming senior, whether it's a graduating high school senior or a graduating college, senior, maybe it's even like an elementary school 5th grader who's moving up to, the middle school. These are big changes for them. And although most of us or some of us can handle them with skipping off to school and excited and seeing nothing but rainbows and unicorns, there are children out there and people out there that cannot handle this change. So as a parent, I just wanted to share that was hard. That was hard. And I didn't know what was going on for a while because I was like, what the hell? We've never given our kids thoughts that the second they turn 18, they're going to have to give up their blood to live in the house. That's not how we roll. We did tell them that responsibilities will come around. We don't have to, you're an adult now. And if you're going to live in the house, which totally fine, there are still going to be rules. And there are still going to be, responsibilities that you're going to need to do. But she was really freaking out about what was going to happen once she turned 18 and really freaking out about her adult responsibilities and her career path, which, now that I think back, it's kind of crazy because at 18, now that I'm 49, holy crap, I'm about to be 50. Now that I'm 49 years old and I realize that this is life. Life is setting high goals, setting priorities, and working your tail feather off to achieve them. Whether it's for us, it's house chores and house things that we want to do and vacations we want to take and things that we want to do in our short, time on earth. And we have all these goals that we have to set that we try to achieve. And, whether it's next year we want to get our in-ground pool back or a pool back and we want to fix up the yard, but we're going to need $65,000. And how do we get 60, whatever the goals are, we feel like we're always climbing towards something, and work is always needing to be there. Unless you're fine, I'm just going to live here and sweat every summer in New Jersey without a pool, then that's fine too. Those are your choices. But I feel like in order to keep climbing up the ladder of, happiness, I don't want to say success, I want to say happiness, because these are all things we chose to do, things in our house, vacations we take, climbing up that ladder, we're setting goals, and this is all we're doing for the rest of our lives. There's no option to retire at 25. So I guess take your time, guys. Take your time. And take your time and enjoy your kids, because my older one moved out and I got to tell you, I miss her. But take your time, because you got a whole lifetime to figure out what you love, what you need, what you want, all that good stuff. Takes a lifetime to figure it all. I'm still figuring out some of my wants and needs. Maybe I'm crazy. Probably crazy. Anyway, but that's it. So pre pre-graduation stress, anxiety, jitters, post-graduation, what do I do now? Like all that, it's a thing. It's a thing. So try to handle it, discuss it with your young adult, and enjoy your day. Stay out of the heat. Bye.